Two employees at a New Jersey childcare center have been charged with child abuse after video footage surfaced of them encouraging kids to fight one another. Now, the two instigated fights among children ages 4 to 6 at Lightbridge Academy in Cranford, I should say, on at least one day in August. So in the video, which we don't have and we wouldn't show you if we did have it, they're just encouraging these kids to fight one another, and they're shoving one another. It's a disaster. In the videos, about a dozen young boys and girls can be seen shoving each other to the ground. The children involved did not sustain any known serious injuries, thankfully. However, the two employees have been charged with fourth-degree child abuse.
So these are 4 to 6 years old. I have a kid that's in that range. If I trusted a daycare to take care of my kid, and then they think it's funny to have them fight other kids and tape it and then show it to their friends, and they're interested in fight clubs, I'd be like, well, I got good news for you, because you're about to see a fight.
Right.
Right? So that's where people like me and JR, we get our dander up. Like, you're not going to mess with our kids, right? And so this is a terrible situation, and it's repulsive that they thought that was funny, and it's because it's not their kids, it's somebody else's kids. Ha ha, hee hee, we made them fight, right? Now, luckily, this was not too severe. No one really got hurt, and on the tape, apparently, they're pushing each other, and some kids fall down. Now, if I'm a parent, that's not gonna mitigate my anger at all, right? But they're facing some serious jail time, and now, in an ironic twist, let me just say, I mean, we did the story yesterday, right, of the guy who appears to have raped a 2-year-old, and will only get probation. Now, this is a topsy-turvy world if these people get a lot of jail time and he gets no jail time.
Yeah, what they did was wrong. There's no question about it. They're facing 5 years in prison based on their charges. And I know, I mean, you think about the injustice in some cases, and then you think about stories like this, and what they did, again, was wrong. I can't emphasize that enough. But if they get 5 years in prison for encouraging kids to push each other, and then that guy gets no jail time after he literally raped a 2-year-old. I mean, how can you have any trust in the justice system whatsoever?
Yeah, and so I say this as a person who would be super mad at them and ready to fight them. 5 years is too much. Now, they didn't get it. That's the maximum they can get. They probably won't get anywhere near that. But even in a case where I'm really mad at the defendants and I think that they should face significant consequences, I think our system is too draconian. While at the same time sometimes lets people off the hook for the story we mentioned there. Obviously, there's the story of the bankers and the affluenza and all the rich people who can do whatever they want and never get any justice. But throwing the book at these people, part of me wants you to do that, but I don't really want to have them sit in prison for 5 years. That doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And for anyone who's wondering what we're talking about with the guy who raped the 2-year-old, his name's Thomas Bowden. Check out our video on that. It's one of the most egregious stories that we've ever covered. But yeah, I mean, it's that story. It's the number of people who get imprisoned for nonviolent drug offenses. I don't know why there's so much inconsistency in terms of how people get punished or why they get punished. But what these guys did was wrong. They shouldn't, if they don't have a criminal record and there's no prior wrongdoing, I don't want to be lenient with them necessarily, but I don't think that they deserve 5 years in prison for it. And look, they're unlikely to get 5 years. Let's be clear about that as well.